Hello, this is Deborah with Black Education TV. Real briefly, I'm going to be talking about the Cleveland shooting. A fellow calls himself Stevie, or something of the sort. And supposedly he did a Facebook Live to broadcast the killing of a 78-year-old man. Now, for many, this whole thing is not passing the smell test. I'm not going to get into all of that because to anyone looking at this whole situation, it all looks very, very strange and odd. What I do want to talk about is that more and more we see people are going mad, involving themselves in such situations, committing such heinous acts. And if you are one of those who's stuck in la la land thinking that the days of normalcy are going to continue and that they are not over, it's time to wake up out of that state. I mean, although we know that things have never been normal here in America, some of you seem to believe that they are. And with all of these strange incidents happening, whether real or staged or false flags or whatever they may be, like I said, I'm not going to get into all of that because we already know that a lot of okie doke has been pulled over people for a very long time. And some things that seem real are not. Some things that are not real are. I mean, it's just so many things going on, so many different narratives being played out. The fact of the matter is, we are in a state of just, to me, chaos. And for many, we believe everything to be all right. We're walking around as if there is nothing strange happening in this world when there is. I mean, I have my theories on things. I heard someone say that when they opened that CERN portal, they do believe something was released, that is supernatural. And that's a whole other subject too, because many of you don't believe in the supernatural. You live in a flat dimension and you don't believe that there's demonic activity. You don't believe that spirits are roaming the earth. So I'm not going to get into that in this particular video. I do know that this man, as he's recording this video, there was a lot about him that just seemed very odd. He's giving out his phone number. He's driving around town, looking around. He's supposedly done this killing live on Facebook, giving out his phone number, cell phone, in which we know they have devices to give your location. There is just something very strange about this whole incident. Now, to have someone who would freely kill someone or broadcast it live for that matter, I mean, that in and of itself shows you that, and to even talk about and put this out in the media like this, I mean, you want people to know this is the heinous crime you committed. There is something going on mentally with that person. And this manhunt, I mean, none of this seems real because you and I both know you cannot give out phone numbers using a modern cell phone, riding around town, Facebook Live a video of you killing someone and they can't find you, and you're claiming that you've dropped other people as well. Now, with this particular, and I know I said I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theory thing. I'm just pointing out some things that are just very obvious. This particular shooting, he does live and it pretty much just leaves the scene in a very calm fashion in broad daylight. But then he supposedly kills 13 to 14 other people and said he's going to continue killing people until they catch him. Has he killed any more? And then these other people, why would he decide to kill them and put their bodies in vacant buildings or houses and take the time to do all of that when he didn't do that with this first shooting? Or I don't know if that was the first shooting he's claiming, or the first live shooting, should I say. So something very odd and strange going on with this whole thing. In this world, especially here in America, you have agendas that are going forth. Many things that are being played out to deceive the masses, to confuse the masses, to pass laws, to demonize certain groups. Now, we know when these real mass shootings happen and there's a certain face attached to it, when there's a white face attached to it, for the most part, is not called terrorism, is not called anything significant, nothing but a lone shooter, a person who had a bad life and he just snapped, but he was a good guy though. You know, we always get those kind of narratives, and anyone listening to this, you know it's true. I mean, this is what we have seen. But in other cases, I mean, you get something totally different. So there's a face that they're trying to paint to go along with terror, you see. Although we've seen people from many racial groups carry out acts of terror, not all of them are branded as terrorists, you see. And for this reason, we must all be careful, you know. Black people in particular, you have no room for error. I find it very interesting how you have a lot of so-called black people who are killed, unarmed, some of them begging and pleading for their lives, some of them compliant. There was a number of videos that were released recently by the Advice Show showing that there was a sharp increase in police violence against black people within a short span of time. I believe it was 10 or 11 days, and they were just attacking jaywalkers or people who were already compliant, already constrained, getting their heads kicked down into the pavement. This is the time of Jacob's trouble, family. And so when you have incidents like this supposed Cleveland shooter, this is trying to justify the fear of the black man. You see, despite the fact that 400 years of terror has been wrought against us, this is used to justify the fear of the black man, even though the majority of the acts of terror in this country, mass shootings, mass killings, and all of this are not done by black people, but white people. And so if you look at these things realistically, you'll see that something is definitely going on. There is some type of mind manipulation at play here. And I think people in general need to wake up to see that the media is playing everyone like a fiddle. The media wants to create this divide, you see, among the masses. They're playing games while it says black and white are hating while the money makers are having fun. That was a song that was done by Terry Collier years ago, I think back in the 70s. And this is the narrative he spoke of in the song. You know, it's all of this stuff going on, and it's creating this atmosphere of hate among the people, while those sitting up at the top are collecting money, creating havoc, creating situations such as this to cause people to react. And they're just laughing all the way to the bank, while the silly, dumbed down masses are doing what? Playing right into their hands, playing right into all of this, not knowing what the heck is going on. And I think it's high time that we awake out of our sleep, start having realistic thoughts, start to pick apart the things that you are seeing, and not taking everything at face value. Investigate, think. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Don't be so easily swayed, you see. And that is what's happening. Most people are so easily swayed and molded And this is why demons are so quick to go after people, because they know they're like, look, I know I can trick this one. I mean, there are real spirits and demons that get into the minds and hearts of people. People don't just wake up and boom, I'm going to do this. First, there's a conversation that is had, whether it's one-sided or not. A demon or a spirit is speaking to people and causing them to do heinous things, to do wicked, crazy things. You see, a lot of people don't believe in demons. They just believe that a person just goes crazy. No, it's something causing this person to go crazy and to do the things that they do. And as long as we think that everything is just has a medical diagnosis to it, and we don't want to deal with the fact that there is a spirit world out here, then of course you're going to think that incidents such as this just came to this guy's mind because he's sick or he's mentally ill. No, this man, whether this incident is real or fake, obviously have some issues going on, obviously have some spirits to even be tied up in such a thing, real or fake, you see. Now, I just want our people to think objectively and stop playing games with your life, with the lives of your family and your children. Everything is not a game. Everything is not to be brushed under the rug, or swept under the rug, should I say. So many of our people are just stuck in no man's land, a place that we call LlLe land, that we don't understand or see what's going on. The food has warped your mind to the point where you don't know what's real, what's fake. You don't care what's real or what's fake. You're ignoring things. You're just in a whole other zone. It's time to wake up out of the zone. Teach your children some sense. Our people need to understand that this world we live in, this is not a facade. All of this stuff you see happening is real, and ignoring it is not going to make it go away. Stevie, whatever his name is, this man is crazy one way or another, and his actions have proven that, you see. And so for that reason alone, you have to be careful. The Bible says, be careful for nothing. For no reason at all, just be careful, you see. And that is the narrative that we should think on and live by, being careful for nothing, analyzing everything. Don't take anything at face value. It is what it is, family. Wake up from this wonderful world that you think you live in. When you hear the guy say, I say to myself, what a wonderful world, that was just a dream. He was selling you a dream, okay? This is not a wonderful world. This is a wicked place we are living in. And until you realize this, you're going to continue to see these things and just get shocked and wowed and say to yourself, what's happening? What's going on? This wickedness has been going on for a very long time. So wake up, family. It's very real, and it's time for you to get real. Shalom.